Morning guys, welcome back to another vlog. Today is Friday. Yeah, I just feel like the weeks have been flying by and every day is just like blurring into each other. But yeah, happy Friday. I have work at the salon today, so I'm gonna bring you along and show you what I'm doing on my clients. But let me show you what I'm wearing first. So, now that I think about it, I'm in like full American Eagle, which is really funny. So I have this flowery tank top, which is a few years old. This is what it looks like basically. I have it in two different colors. And then I decided to throw this like netted sweater over top of it and tied it up. And then I'm just wearing some high-waisted black mom jeans. And then these sandals, I showed you guys in my last vlog, I got them from Old Navy on sale. And then as far as jewelry, I have my usual necklace, and then this is new. So the company Ana Luisa reached out to me and asked if I wanted to try out their jewelry. So I got this gold chain. I want to pull up the proper names for you guys. So the chain necklace is called the Jusuf Curb Chain Necklace. And then I have these gorgeous hoop earrings. These are called the Cuidado gold hoop earrings. And then these cute, adorable, they're called paperclip earrings, but this is a safety pin, no? This necklace is so beautiful, and I love how it's simple enough that you can layer it with other necklaces, but it's like not too plain that if you wanted to just wear it by itself, you totally could. And it is adjustable, so you can wear it more like a choker, kind of like I am today, or you can wear it a little bit longer. You guys know that I love my dainty gold jewelry. I get questions all the time about where I get my pieces from, and I'm really glad that I discovered this website now because they are sustainable, they're eco-friendly. They have a goal of achieving a net zero carbon footprint by the end of 2020, and all of their jewelry is high quality, it's tarnish free, and I've had these pieces now for about a week, and especially the little safety pin earring I've had in my ear the entire week. I haven't taken it out once, and as you can see, it is not tarnishing at all. It's not turning my skin green or anything. And these gold hoops, like, they feel like really nice, good quality, but at the same time they're not too heavy. They're totally comfortable. I can wear them all day long without them like starting to hurt or make my ears sore or anything. And their jewelry starts at $39, which is a great price for such high quality pieces. So if you guys are interested in checking out their jewelry, I'll have a link down below as well as a discount code so you can save 10% off your purchase. And thank you so much to Ana Luisa for working with me and for this gorgeous jewelry. I'm definitely going to go and order some more because everything that they have on their website is totally my style and my vibe. So I'm going to head out now and I will see you at the salon. So my client came in with a very grown out balayage, and her hair it wasn't too brassy, but as you could see, it was pretty warm, and she wanted to just bring the color up higher, and she wanted to be a much cooler toned blonde. The photos that she was showing me actually for inspiration were more of like a silver kind of blonde, just very, very ashy and cool toned. And she did want to keep a little bit of dimension on the ends. So I decided to do a foliage technique. Her hair, as you can see, naturally is very dark. So in order for me to get it light enough to give her the ashy light blonde she wanted, I knew I had to just do really thin foils. So I went through and I did all teased slices. I used a higher volume developer towards the top where I was going over her natural dark color, and then a much lower developer on the ends. I did need to overlap on the ends to remove that warmth and get them just like another level or two lighter. And then I didn't show this part because my camera was kind of running low on battery, but then all of the pieces of hair that I left out, I just low lighted to cover over any of that old warm blonde. And for the low light, I did Crema XG from Paul Mitchell, and I used the shade 6-07. And then for her toner on the lighter pieces, I don't remember exactly what I did, but I want to say it was mostly 9V with a little bit of 9T from Redken Shade CQ. And this was the final result. She was thrilled with it. I loved it. It was really beautiful.
a pretty long appointment because, as you can see, she had a lot of hair, but it was definitely worth it.
Good morning. Happy Saturday. I'm about to head out to go to the salon. Here's my outfits. I just have this plain white crop top t-shirt, and then I'm wearing these Lee overalls that I got from Urban Outfitters. And I'm just doing the one shoulder strap because I feel like when I wear both of them, let me show you. I mean, this is cute, but this to me kind of feels more like Farmer Brown or like an elementary school kid. Like, I feel like I'm in second grade kind of. So just throwing the one strap down and then kind of pulling this down a little bit just looks way cuter and like more stylish. So wearing that, I have these sandals from Target, and I'm wearing my necklace again. I love this chain. Got my little safety pin, earring. I decided to not do the gold hoops because I felt like it was just a little bit too much with this outfit, but I have some extra time, so I'm gonna grab a coffee before I go in because I need it. I had a really hard time getting up this morning. So I'll see you at the salon.
So my client on Saturday, as you can see, she had a really old grown out balayage, and all that color up top was her natural virgin hair. And she was originally booked for a balayage with a color retouch. And she was explaining to me how she doesn't really care for her natural color. She just feels like it's very blah and dull, and she prefers it to be a little bit warmer and a tad bit lighter. So she was thinking of bumping her base with permanent color, but then she was telling me how she likes to be more low maintenance with her hair. It had been over a year since the last time she went and got her color done, and it just doesn't fit her lifestyle to have to come into the salon every like 6 weeks for a color retouch. So what I decided to do was balayage her entire head because she did want to move the balayage up higher and add some more blonde as well. So I decided to just bring the balayage all the way up to the top and kind of feather it up to her root, just to kind of like add some highlights in that area and bump her base and add some dimension to her base, but while still keeping it blended and low maintenance. Because had I just done permanent color, when her hair started to grow out in about a month, she would have had a harsh line of demarcation. And based on what she told me, I knew she wasn't going to want to have to come and keep doing her roots. So I just felt like this was kind of the best option to still give her the look that she wanted, but while keeping it realistic for her lifestyle. So I was actually really excited to vlog this and share it with you guys, because this is a perfect example of doing a thorough consultation and really not only getting to understand what your guest wants, but what is going to work best for them. You can't just take their word for it and do exactly what they ask for, because sometimes what they're asking for might not work for them. And then I went through and I did a shadow root to cover over that lightener up top because she didn't want to be blonde all the way up to the root. So I wanted to darken that and just kind of soften it. As you can see, I just melted that color all in together, and then her final result was really pretty, and you can see how it helped to lighten her base and warm it up a bit, but it's really soft and blended, and it just looks like she has these little like sparkly baby lights throughout.
Actually super random and impromptu, and I saw this video pop up. I think it was like recommended to me or something, and it was—
Hello, good afternoon. It's Sunday. I'm about to deep clean my apartment because it's getting kind of gross in here. It's been a really busy, crazy week, and I was just really looking forward to today and being able to just like sleep in and not have to go anywhere. So that's what I did. I slept in, had my coffee, watched some YouTube videos, did a little bit of computer work, and now I'm ready to get this apartment clean and then get myself clean. I really need to wash my hair and shower and wash my face and all that good stuff, but I know I'm gonna get like sweaty and gross cleaning, so we're gonna save that to the end. So I'm starting in the kitchen. I'm almost embarrassed to even show this, but I have so many dishes, it's literally overflowing. Yeah, so we're gonna get these washed, and then we're gonna sweep and mop the floor, wipe down all the countertops, and I'm gonna watch old episodes of The Hills while I clean.
Like a bonding thing, you know? I want to like see my apartment. Okay, let's get it.
Hello, it's Monday. You know what that means. I'm such a loser. If you know what that's from, you know. If you don't, it's the Crime Junkie podcast. I'm obsessed with it. They come out with new episodes every Monday, and that's honestly the highlight of my week most weeks. So, but yesterday after I finished cleaning the apartment, I totally forgot to continue vlogging. So yeah, everything is nice and clean in here now. And today I spent the entire day working. So I recorded another course for my online education, which hopefully by the time you're seeing this vlog, it will already be up. But I will put a link to it in the description if you're interested, if you're a hairstylist, if you are in cosmetology school, thinking about starting cosmetology school and you just want to learn. So yesterday I finished working on one of the courses. I got that uploaded and ready to go. So now it's launched, it's up there. And today I filmed and edited the second one. I don't know why, I just like had all this energy and motivation, but it came out so good. Here's a little sneak peek. Oh, it came out so beautiful. I'm so happy with the results. Now I am working on making the little like thumbnail image for the course. Should I do it like that with the 3 images? Or should I get rid of this one? Or should I just do it like that? Yeah, maybe I should just do that. Hello, good morning. It's Wednesday. Sorry if the washing machine or the dryer is very loud. I'm at the salon and I'm currently the only one here. I'm just waiting for my first client to come in. I just saw her pull in, but I thought that I would just show you guys a little quick tour of our back color room because I've been getting a lot of requests to show like what kind of products and color line and stuff we use at the salon. So this is the room. The salon where I work, I guess at one point was a house because we have like a full kitchen in here pretty much. So yeah, this is a 360 view. We have a washer and dryer now, which is super nice. More color over there. And then all of our color charts on the wall. So we used to be all Wella. Then we switched over to exclusively Paul Mitchell, but now we're kind of a mix. So for our permanent color, we use Paul Mitchell. So we use the XG, and then we have the XG Crema for demi-permanent cream color. And then we have Pulp Riot for our fashion colors. One of the stylists here does do Brazilian blowouts, so we have some of their products. And then we have a couple products from Aqua because we were doing tape and extensions at one point, but I think now we kind of all have agreed that we're over it. And then we have our Malibu treatments over here. Love these. And then we do have Redken Shades EQ for our gloss, and Paul Mitchell the Demi. So we have some options. My boss and I really prefer the Redken, and then our other coworker, she is a Paul Mitchell educator actually. So she is most comfortable, of course, with Paul Mitchell. So it's nice that we get to have both. And I feel like I like both of these pretty equally, like they work really well. But I mean, as you can see, color selection wise, Redken just has way more. So that's why I typically prefer the Redken. Our lightener powder, actually we use Wella Blondor, so that is still Wella. And then we use, we use the Paul Mitchell Clay Lightener. I think it's Skylight, something. I never remember because we keep everything in these jars, so I never can remember like the actual proper names of the products. And then we have our Paul Mitchell cream developers, we have our liquid processing solution, we do use Olaplex. And then as far as styling products go, we use mostly Paul Mitchell, and we all have the same stuff at our stations, but what I use the most of is the Invisible Wear Undone Texture Hairspray, Kenra Dry Shampoo for extra body and texture, the Olaplex number 6 styling cream, the number 7 Olaplex bonding oil, oh, and the Paul Mitchell Pump Me Up. This is what I use on a regular basis on pretty much all of my clients when I'm styling them. And then as far as retail goes, we used to have a crazy amount of retail, but we've tried to kind of like cut down because it gets overwhelming having so many different products, and it's a lot easier when you narrow it down because then you just get to know the products better. And we just wanted to keep the stuff that like we really genuinely use the most of and recommend the most of. So we have the whole Olaplex line, which 100% is what I sell the most of. I mean, I use this myself at home. I love it. So the number 3 treatment, the shampoo and conditioner, most of my color clients I have take those home with them. And then I love the Pulbright Barcelona Purple Shampoo. It's very pigmented. It's one of the best purple shampoos ever. I love the Kenra Dry Shampoo. I use that myself at home too. Of course, the Undone Texture Spray from Paul Mitchell, also use that at home and recommend it. And the Pump Me Up. The Neuro stuff I really don't use much of. And then I do really like the Paul Mitchell Tea Tree line. So I definitely recommend that to any clients who have like scalp issues or just have like really oily hair, or if they have super dry hair. I love the Lavender Mint Moisturizing Shampoo and Conditioner. I sell those a lot as well.
So I completely forgot to get a before picture of this client, which I'm really annoyed about, but she basically just had a full head of blonde. She had been getting highlights done for years, but they were just very brassy. She had a lot of yellow and a lot of orange tones, and then on top of that, she had some green in it because there was chlorine buildup in her hair. So our goal was to make her a brighter, more cool toned blonde, but I knew that before I started actually lightening her, I needed to remove that buildup first because I wanted to make sure that she lightened as nicely as possible, and I didn't want to risk having any kind of chemical reaction because I didn't really know for sure what was in there. So I shampooed her with a clarifying shampoo first, and then I did a Malibu Crystal Gel treatment on her, which if you've never tried this before, it's incredible. It literally pulls all the mineral buildup out of your client's hair if they have chlorine in it, if they have a bunch of mineral buildup from hard water. So I just massaged it in her hair, put a processing cap on her, and I let her process for about 45 minutes under heat. And then you can see when I was removing it, it just pulled everything out of her hair, and it was just like this teal colored sludge. It was so gross, but so satisfying. And then I just went through and foiled her entire head. I did like teased slices, so it was more of like a foliage kind of technique just to brighten her up as much as possible. And then of course my battery died, so I wasn't able to get any after photos or video, but hopefully just watching the clips of me doing hair is satisfying. Her hair did come out really pretty, so I'm really upset that I couldn't get any pictures of it. I am the world's worst vlogger today. My camera battery died at the salon while I was doing my client's hair, and my phone has no storage left on it, so I wasn't able to get any video or photos of her final hair, and I'm really upset about it because her hair came out beautiful. I will vlog at the salon tomorrow, and I will make sure that my batteries are fully charged and that I bring it back up so that that doesn't happen again. But I'm about to get in the shower because I just feel disgusting. My hair needs to be washed really badly. Just all day I've just been feeling like really blonde gross. I need to do a face mask or something, but I'm about to tone just the top of my hair over here. So if you watch my videos regularly, you might have seen that back sometime in June, I want to say, I touched up my blonde hair. I brought my highlights up higher, and every time that I do that, I've been doing a shadow root up top so that I still am like a little bit darker up here and it just like softens it. But as you can see, those highlights have grown out quite a bit at this point. My hair's been growing really fast. I'm not complaining about it. But now the area over here where I had my shadow root previously, it's still darker than the ends a little bit. You see that? But it's starting to brighten up, and I feel like it's not blending in enough with my natural color, and it's making me just look like my hair's grown out. So I just want to redo my shadow root because I don't feel like highlighting my hair. I'm gonna wait till it grows out a little bit more before I do that, because I think moving forward my goal is I want to grow my hair out a little bit to like at least here, I think. And I'm probably gonna stay blonde, but I want a little bit more of like a gradient in my hair. So I'm gonna try to let it grow out so that I have a little bit more dark up top. Anyway, so we are just gonna do a shadow root. I was doing 6-stroke-7-1 from Wella, which is a level 6 brown ash. So it's basically like a light brown color. But I think I'm gonna go down a level and I'm gonna do 5-stroke-1, which is level 5 ash. So this is gonna be more of a medium brown and a little bit ashier because this area up here is very warm. So I just wanna kind of like knock that out. And if it ends up getting a little bit darker, I'm fine with that because like I said, that is what I want eventually. So yeah, I'm just gonna do it like literally to here. Just this area right here. And this is Wella Color Touch, which is a demi-permanent color. So I'm using my food scale to measure. And I don't need a lot really because it's just kind of like the top layer of my hair. Everything underneath, I just have like my natural root. It's just those little highlights like right in the top layer that I need to cover. So I think I'll just do like 8 grams. That should be enough. And then I'm gonna do 2 parts developer. This is Wella Color Touch 6 volume developer. So we're gonna do 16 grams of that. Oh, I love the smell of this color so much. And I'm gonna apply it to dry hair so that I get the full amount of pigment. So I'm doing it in like a diagonal back shape, up higher in the front and then bringing it down lower towards the back so that it follows my natural head shape. Yeah, and then you see how like underneath here I just have all like my natural dark root, because I really only bring the little baby lights up all the way in like the very top and around my face. Just make sure that I'm bringing it down evenly on both sides.
I don't want one side to come down lower than the other. And I'm not touching my face frame money piece because I want to keep that bright all the way to the top. And the back I have not highlighted in a long time, so there's a lot of just my natural dark root back there. So doing this is good too because darkening this up will help it kind of blend with the back a little bit more too. So it's not just like brassy blonde highlights and then just like a big dark hole in the back. So I'm just going to take a comb and just kind of right where I ended that color, just gently comb it through a little bit. Not all the way because I don't want to like drag it down too far, but just so that it blends and there's not like any weird lines. So I'm just gonna let that sit for a couple of minutes. 5-stroke one can get very dark if you let it sit for the full amount of time, so I'm just gonna let it sit for maybe 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna wash my hair, shampoo it like normal. What I use to wash my hair regularly is the Olaplex shampoo and conditioner. And then I'll show you guys in the morning what it looks like once it's dry and styled. Morning! It's the next day. It's Thursday. Here's how my hair turned out. Nothing crazy, drastically different, but it just like softened this transition area over here so I don't have those like warm brassy highlights anymore. So I am currently on my way to a lash fill. So this is the before. Here's the after.
So my client had actually gone to a different salon, and the inspiration photos that she brought in were of an ombre, like a color melt, dark up at the root, and then just blended into a solid blonde on the ends. And she ended up with just a very messy, unblended, partial balayage, I would say. It's a little bit hard to tell in the before clip, but like all of her hair underneath was left brown. And then up top was just like a very brassy, orangey blonde. And up top, it was not very blended. And her haircut was also very unblended. She had a lot of layers in her hair, but her hair is very thick, and they just were not texturized or blended well at all. So they just looked very choppy. So she had actually came in for a consultation a couple weeks ago, and we went over all of her options, and I told her, you know, I can give you what you want. I can give you that ombre, but it's gonna be a really long appointment. And, you know, I gave her a price estimate, and it was gonna be pretty expensive because she has a lot of hair, as you can tell. And it's not like I'm just doing an ombre. This is a color correction because there's so many different tones going on and so many things that I have to consider. And I can't just go through and just do a normal application like I would if she just had all virgin hair. So the price that I quoted her was out of her budget, but I asked how much she was comfortable spending, and I let her know that I could work with that. So her main concerns really were to get rid of the orange and just have her color be more blended. Even if she still needed to keep dimension on the ends and couldn't be solid on the ends just yet, she's willing to wait and break it up into multiple appointments. So what I decided to do was just do like a partial balayage. So I just took a couple panels in the front and on the top of her head, and I just freehand painted those with clay lightener. And then all of the hair that I left out underneath, I toned again with the XG Crema from Paul Mitchell. I did equal parts of 8-stroke 8-1 with 7-stroke 0-7. I didn't want to make the hair too dark, but I definitely wanted to cancel out that orange. Then after that process for about 30 minutes, I washed it out and I did a shadow root. I did equal parts 5NA with 5N from Redken Shades EQ. And then for the gloss on the ends, I did 8V with 8NA. Just melted that all together, and the final result was really beautiful. She's a lot brighter. We got rid of all that gross orange. And I also blended her layers as well so that everything just looks a lot more blended.
Good morning. It's Saturday. I'm about to head to work, but I got a new apron. I had ordered this in the mail a few weeks ago and it finally came a couple days ago. This is going to be my first day wearing it to the salon, and I'm just really excited. You guys have seen that denim one that I normally wear. I've had that for 2 years now. I got it from Amazon, and I mean, it still is totally fine. I'm gonna still keep it at the salon and still use it occasionally, but now I have another one, so I can like change it up. But I have to say, so this is from Luisa Love, which she's another stylist that has a pretty big following on Instagram, and I've been following her for a while. I love her work, and she came out with a line of different aprons, and they all were so cute, and when I saw this one, I loved it. But I feel like, I don't know, it definitely looked a little bit different in her photos on Instagram than it does in real life. And I feel like in the pictures, it just looked like it was a much thicker material. And in real life, it's like very lightweight. The photos just made it look more high quality. When I took it out of the box, I was a little bit like, oh, this is not what I was expecting. And especially for the price, this was so expensive. It was $120, which I know I never would spend that much money. My little denim one from Amazon was like $30-something. But I was like, you know what? It's really cute. It's a tax write-off. And I'm supporting another artist, you know? Like, I'm not just buying from some big company. So it's cute. I will put a link to it in the description if you're interested, because she has a denim one, a black denim one, this, and then like a leather looking one. So if you are interested, the link will be in the description. But I'm gonna be totally honest, like, if I knew what this was like in person before ordering it, I probably would not have ordered it. If this was like $20 or $30, I would have been like, oh yeah, totally worth it. But for $120, yeah, no, definitely not. Sorry, Larissa. I am gonna head to the salon now. I have a client that's new today. She's booked for a balayage, so we'll see what she actually wants to get done, because it could end up being a full foil.
So this client had some blonde highlights in her hair, and she was ready to go back to dark hair. So she wanted to be dark all over, but she wanted to keep some dimension and keep some lighter pieces. So I decided to do a reverse balayage technique. And anytime you are making hair darker that is super light starting out with, you want to make sure that you're filling it. All of that pigment that was stripped out of the hair to get it blonde, you need to now put back in. So I decided to use the Paul Mitchell Crema XG color, and I did mostly 5BA with 6NB, and then I added in a little bit of the 7RO, which is a red gold, so it's like an orange color, because I needed to add that warmth back into her hair. Otherwise, if I just put a dark brown ashy color straight on her blonde hair, it would just be very dull. And then for the pieces that I was gonna leave out, the lighter pieces, I used Redken Shades EQ, and I did equal parts 7N with 8V and 8T. So I went through and I just kind of like pictured in my mind, okay, what would I do for a balayage? What parts do I wanna keep darker? That's where I painted on my darker color. And then any pieces that I wanted to leave lighter, that's where I painted on my lighter formula. And I used clear balayage film to kind of help keep everything neat and separated, so the colors weren't all just like mushing in with each other. I let that process for about 30 minutes, rinsed it out, and then this was her final color. It came out so chocolatey and beautiful, and I think this darker color definitely suits her skin tone better. It makes her eye color pop, and it just makes her hair look a lot healthier too.
No. So I just got home. My client's hair ended up being easier than I was anticipating. I don't know, sometimes when people are booked as a balayage, sometimes their hair requires a lot more, and I can't tell you how many times I've had someone in as a balayage and then they come in and they have like layers and layers of black box dye on their hair and they want to be like a really bright blonde, and I'm like, So she actually wanted to go darker, so we did like a reverse balayage technique. So it was pretty easy and pretty quick, and now I'm done. So today was a really easy, short day, but I'm gonna wrap up this vlog here because I'm pretty sure it's long enough at this point. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in checking out my online courses, the link to them will be down in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.